What are you
Okay,
doing?
here.
I see you on my phone, James.
Right.
Go
I
ahead.
can see everybody, so we're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right, everybody, welcome to the round table. I am
Hey.
from Back to the Basics.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I'm here with the most amazing set of DJs that I know. So I have with me DJ King James. I have DJ Papi Blaze. I have DJ Junior. I have DJ Dave Estrada. And I have DJ Jax. And hopefully DJ Guest will show up. Guys, say hi to everybody.
What's up?
How's everybody doing?
What up?
Peace.
So I got them all together so that way I could subject them to a couple of questions with regards to how they're handling things during this pandemic, during COVID. And I know them for many years. So I am going to play moderator, and I'm going to let them do what they know how to do, is yap. So my first question of the evening: how has the pandemic affected your DJing gigs? Start.
Who wants to go first?
You want to go
What
first?
gigs?
James,
Yeah,
start.
what gigs?
Then go from there.
Exactly.
Let the king
Well,
go first.
I mean, basically, as far as gigs go, in the beginning, like at least the first 2.5 months, it affected all of us. You know, everything was closed. There's no working. There's no nothing. You know, as far as that goes. But it eventually opened back up. I know some of us are still doing things here and there. I actually was blessed to catch up from private events like weddings and Sweet 16s that was supposed to happen during those months. And then when the outside came, we started doing those things outside. So I was blessed to be able to, finish those things off. And a lot of people had the weddings at their house, outside in the yard, the Sweet 16. So, that's pretty much how it's been going down.
Yeah. Well,
Anybody else want to chime in?
yeah, well, for me, gigs wise, none whatsoever. My first wedding will be October 18th. Since this started, it's been hard gig wise. I in the beginning of it, actually, there was a couple of accounts that I have that the owner reached out and the manager that they want me to come in and this and that. I didn't want to chance anything. I sent other people. But then that eventually ended up stopping. But it taught me how to, I guess you could say, rebrand myself. Like, all these other doors opened for us as DJs. And like the whole streaming thing just completely opened up the door to showcasing myself to other people who would never see me. My following has just completely blown up out the door because of the streaming. And just recently, it got to the point, 3 weeks ago through Twitch, I got affiliate. And from there, it's not a ton of money, but you're making money off of that if you're looking for money. But it's you're promoting yourself to people that wouldn't normally see you. You know what I mean? So now I'm getting these connections from all over the state, like even out of the country, that are just, it's later. I mean, it sucked. We don't know when this is going to end. But if it ended next month, dude, like the gigs will be through the roof. You know what I mean? Like people have been telling me like, oh, I'm going to book you here, or I want you for my wedding. I want you, do my daughter's party. I want this. I want that. Like I got all this stuff lined up, but it's the virus, it won't stop, and man, I don't know. It's gassing me up with all this, and I hope it ends soon because I want to get out there and I'm motivated, but it's just not stopping. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Hear that? It was well. And now that most of you know, I'm over in Florida, and coming down here as the new guy, it was hard. And then after February, it really got hard. We're opened in Florida. We're at 100% now, but now you're getting introduced to all the brand new DJs, and those individuals showing up and starting all over again with the undercutting and
Oh, yeah.
underbidding.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
know, we've
That's
said it
worldwide.
for many years. You know your worth. It's
Mhm.
hard to know your worth when you know they don't have what you have. They don't put in what you have. You know, you did, but you got to compete with that. And if you don't come lower or you don't try to meet up with them, you're losing again. So
Yeah.
not only did we lose those gigs that you had booked from 19 to 20, but now you're also losing because there's a new group coming in, and most of them are just that, brand new. You know, I can do this with a phone and a controller now. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're hearing. And now you got these owners and people and venues that are saying, well, if he can do it for $100, why can't you?
Yeah.
Because I can't,
Yeah.
and I
exactly.
won't.
Well, a lot of us won't. A lot of us won't.
Yeah. Well,
It's not even a matter of you can't. You won't.
yeah, and it's probably worse now because like you said, you think they were cheap then. It's, oh, I got her. I haven't had customers in 8 months. I haven't had this. I have no money, so I can't give you money. So
Mhm.
it's even cheaper than it was before that they were offering. It's but there are places that are doing really well though, believe it or not.
Well, when they were doing very well, they were still trying to be cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You
That's
got
normal.
venues that do the same thing. My like not being rude, but my talent isn't based on your paycheck or
Mhm.
your salary or your budget. You know,
Mhm.
there is other people that'll do it for less. There are other people that are out there that are willing to work with you, and I don't think anybody that's sitting around this table right now aren't those guys.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
again, you know what you put into it. You know what you have. That if I'm going to do a party, it's going to come off correct. I'm not going to come in and do it by the seat
Right.
of my pants or, oh my God,
Mhm.
what do we do next? Or, man, I wonder what happens after this. Are they
Yeah.
supposed to be on the right side, on the left side? Silly things like that.
Mhm.
You'll notice automatically as soon as you see pictures. You're like, man, who lined them up? Who did that?
Right.
This.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying I'm the best out of it. I'm not saying that I'm the worst, but this new crop of people that are coming out after this pandemic is scary. And like you said, people are making a ton of money. They were making a ton of money off of us 2017, 2018, 2019. Place was sold out. The building had a line around it. Now
Mhm.
that I'm asking you to bring me back, I got to come back with a stipulation. Oh, bro, everybody else is charging me, $25 an hour. I can't give you more than $25 an hour. When did that come out?
My thing in the my thing about the whole thing in the first place is the game went crazy when we allow the people to dictate what they're going to give to us.
Mhm.
I'm not going to allow anybody to tell me what what you're going to give to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's where the game went wrong. So now that I'm a stand-up guy and I'm not going to take that, here comes that crop of DJs you're talking about that's going to come in and lower it even more. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
So, but then they get crap. But you
Yeah.
get crap. That DJ
Yeah.
is learning. He's either learning, he's new, or he never really had it. He's gonna do it for 100. He doesn't sound like Junior. He doesn't sound like Papi Blaze, Jax, me, or you. But they're gonna go that route anyway because people gonna still want to come out. This is the first time they've been out in a couple of months. They're gonna come out anyway. So he's looking at it. I don't care. I don't need the DJ that does the greatest or one of the best because people gonna come out anyway. So I'll just utilize this cat for $100, and I'm still gonna make all this money because everybody's main thing is I'm coming to drink. Long as there's some music going on, oh well, it ain't the best, but hey, we here. So that's where it's at.
It's
Yeah.
better than a
Yeah.
jukebox, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I think in the long term, though, that might come back around. Like so many people are only going to go out for a terrible night so often, then it's going to start trickling down, and it'll recycle, and they'll be like, Dave, we need you back because this guy's terrible. So it might take a little time to recycle itself.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think
But there's only so much like I'd have owners would tell me, oh, this guy has a following, he could bring this many people this Saturday or whatever. Okay, but is that person going to be able to bring that many people every Saturday? All right, it might last 2-3 weeks, but mommy and daddy ain't gonna keep pulling money out of their wallet to give to them to go out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and eventually that dies off, and then they look for somebody else who has a following. You know, but normally it doesn't work out like that. You know, and then like Junior said, they call you up. Can you come back? You know.
That's why honestly, I don't ever do gigs anymore for flat pay rates. I always do covers and do my own promotions and everything and take the door. I don't.
Well, that's what I was gonna mention when Dave was saying it. Like, that's kind of like the way to go now. You know, it's just you got to work out something where like the owner's not going to get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, if you're not getting packed anyway, you know, it's not like you're losing anything. You know, let me come in and rock. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like I mentioned before about the streaming during this time, if you got into streaming, it's going to help you. Like, when you know, when this is all over, you know, these owners are going to see what you were doing on the internet. You know what I mean? They see that you're being, you know, relevant in the game and all that stuff. You're still doing your thing. And truthfully, I think that's like what a lot of people need to be doing is the whole streaming thing. They see that, they think that you look bigger than what you really are, truthfully. You know what I mean? Especially like, my big thing was always, you know, like I want like quality in my streams. Dude, I know nothing about streaming, truthfully. I just want quality there. I want it to look good. I come up with ideas. Can it work? I don't know the terminology to anything. I hit up tons of other big streamers and ask them for help, you know. You know, they help me out when they can, you know, but it's, you know, it's the image. You know what I mean? It's just making yourself look, you know, but on top of the image, you got to be able to rock like we were talking about. You know, that's when the skills come involved, and not really skills, but you just got to know how to rock a party. Like, I can't wait to have physical people in front of me, because the first couple of weeks of streaming, I'm like, I'm staring into a camera like I am right now, and I'm like, dude, am I making an idiot out of myself? Like, what is going on? Like,
with that vibe, you need the vibe off the floor. You need the vibe off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
We live for that.
Because of the people on the dance floor. You can make the best mixes in the world, but if they're not up moving and you're not feeling that energy, man, I don't care who you are. It's going to be a bullshit. It's going to be a boring night.
Well, the thing is, luckily we have this right here, and the computer, like, we see people, you know, they message, they type, there's a whole chat, you see their reactions, and you know,
that is a good thing.
You know, if you didn't have that, it would be just like rocking on the radio. You don't know if anybody, you know, what people's reactions are in the car when you're on the radio or whatever, unless they're calling in or texting you like, yo, you're killing it. But if you don't have any type of communication, you don't know if they're feeling it or not. You could sit there and you could stream for an hour with nobody in your room because you're horrible. You know what I mean? But then you don't know what to change. You don't know how to form, you know, okay, if my stream's empty, what do I got to change to keep people in here? You know what I mean? You got to.
See, I enjoyed the streams. I was doing it heavy until I got banned.
Oh, that's.
But I kind of like took a different approach with it, where in the beginning I was like that same feeling, like, oh, it's, you know, you're jumping around for a camera, making a fool of yourself. But then I started getting into it where I was like, you know what, I'm just doing this for me. And I was just going in. I had nights where I was just playing songs that I wanted to hear. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you want to join me, come on in. Yeah, and people loved it because it was things that you can't play in front of a live crowd, because, and, you know, if I played 3/4 of that in front of a live crowd, I would lose everybody. They'd be like, what the hell are you playing? But on the stream, it's, you know, I had low key nights where I was playing like acoustic, and I was doing this, I was playing country, like things you couldn't play in a club because people would just walk out of the club physically. But I like digging deep into songs that I would never ever DJ in my life, and people were like, same thing, you know, texting in, chatting, like, this is amazing, thank you so much. It was like, it was cool. So I think you just got to kind of change your mindset when you're doing the streams, and like how you think people are perceiving it, because, you know, on the other side, they're loving it.
I think what I wanted to bring up, because you guys are bringing up live stream, is the reason why we get banned, of course, is because of copyright. Now, I did some homework on this one, right? Because what they do is that they find the algorithms of the music, and then from there, then they match it to their catalog. So there were a couple little tricks that I saw in several sites. One of them has to do with trying to use some either samples or effects while you're playing a song. The other one is using 2 tracks to overlap each other because it just confuses the algorithm. Another thing is changing the tempo. So when you're changing the tempo, the beat is not the same. If you have remixed tracks that you're going to be putting in there, you can do that. And they say try to keep it, I mean, your pace is going to go extremely quick, but they said try to keep it from a minute and under. If you're able to switch it like this, then at that point, it doesn't, like YouTube, Facebook, anywhere else, they can't find these algorithms. So that's how a lot of DJs are bypassing it, because they can't pick it up in order for them to figure out whether something is copywritten. I would advise anything that you put down for live streaming, just make sure that you don't own, you don't hold claim to any of the copyrighted material that's being played.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to work for you guys, but I thought
I
can tell you.
Facebook started banning DJs already?
As of the 3rd,
October 1st. But I
don't really like using it anyway because they will zap you in like 30 seconds. So
all day long.
Instagram, they'll let you rock and tell you at the end, so that's not bad.
Go ahead, Dave.
This guy's still doing it on Facebook, but I think they're paying a fee.
So it's interesting. My complaint about all that is that if you have a private room, it's private, right? You should be able to play what you want. It's not like right now we're live streaming, and if we play music, I can understand. But if we're doing a private room, I mean, what is the difference between doing that or having a Zoom account and you invite people to your Zoom thing and you do it through Zoom? They're not going to ban you.
Well, before this, I was hearing for like a year before the whole COVID thing. I mean, this thing wouldn't really come to light till we were all streaming anyway, because of the COVID. But before that, I have friends of mine that were telling me in different states like Pennsylvania and stuff that the owners had to pay into, like DJs couldn't DJ there until they paid for copyright stuff. Like they couldn't play music. That it's pretty much the same thing. Like now is the next step like full force into, nightclubs, nightlife,
yes,
like
because that happened to Halligan's.
Really? Wow.
When I came back, they was like, let's not put up any more flyers. We had BMI in here. They were watching you guys. They clocked this many records. So now they got fined $75,000.
It's crazy. Even a business.
That too, James.
Huh?
Even like
that too when I was doing karaoke there.
Yeah, they're clocking the records, and they're coming in as regular people having a beer. They're like, oh, okay, cool. And then at the end of the night, bam,
It's
now
easier to buy the blanket license and call it a day.
I also heard something about eventually, like the programs we use, whether you use Tractor, Serato, whatever, they're gonna want to start tracking exactly the records that we play and charge us a fee. That's why Pioneer has created Record Box. So if you get your records through Record Box, which is not going to be everything that Junior likes or I like or Papi Blaze like, you know what I mean? But as long as you get them through Record Box, you're good. So that's the kind of system that they're trying to create. I'm not messing with that.
They're just trying to make money.
Yeah. Technically, even like a business. So if you own like a deli or anything, if you play music in your business that is not business, you're not paying the business licensing for it. So if you play like Pandora or something in there, you're actually breaking the laws, copyright laws by doing that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they'll come in and crack you too.
New York has like a cabaret?
Cabaret license. Yep.
New York City has
for dancing.
Well, basically,
that is supposed to be the money that goes to the copyright, BMI, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing what they got to do to make sure that they're, which is true. Their artists got to make their money. But
well, here's the thing. The artists ain't even making that money.
But that's what I was just going to say. You're not sitting in the bar in the middle of Warwick because Rihanna's not making enough. You're sitting there so that you and your company can make the millions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all a gimmick, bro. It's always going to be, It's always going to be.
Yep. And anything
we do it, and as soon as they learn that you're making X amount of dollars,
here they come.
Because well, you're not paying tax. Wait a minute, I'm legit. We've been paying taxes for 15 years. I don't have, Uncle Sam doesn't help me load or unload, but they know how to take it from my bank account real quick. Now you're gonna hit us. We're all part of a record pool, at least one, to keep up with the current event, the current music and
That's
or
to pay for that.
that should also.
Well, look at Sony. Look at all the record pools with Sony. I think what is it? What record pool is it? That only has Sony now, or some Sony, but all the record pools, no Sony whatsoever.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. It got pulled. Yeah.
Promo only. That's what it is. Promo only. I think they're the only ones that have Sony. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm with. I was with DJ City. I'm with BPM. And if there's a song made with Sony or one of their artists, you ain't finding it on BPM.
Yeah,
and I don't care if you got the best platinum, the double platinum.
They they don't have the license to do it anymore.
Or you're just a guy that's basic that's going to spend $300-400 a year. You're not getting anything from Kelly Clarkson. You're not going to get anything from Britney Spears. If she has something new and it's a Sony record, you're not getting it on these record pools.
No more.
And since they killed LimeWire and everything else, you're not getting it anywhere unless you're bootlegging it from the internet.
Well, here's the thing. For me personally, Sony sends it to me. So I don't understand the difference. I don't understand the difference. You're gonna
That's kind of what I was gonna allude to before. Like you're out of Halligan playing a song from Rihanna. You're, in theory, you're promoting Rihanna's song. So it's sort of a double-edged sword,
Yeah, it is. Well, how this whole thing really started is that labels are not making and artists aren't making any money because everybody's independent now. Look, we couldn't do this before what we're doing right now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. All this was to them. So there was no live streaming. There was no us doing this. You had to pay somebody to press up your CDs. Now I got it here in the corner at home. You had to pay somebody to make the artwork. So now with all the DIY, the labels lost money. So now they're like, we gotta kind of fight back because most of the artists that are out now, that's even hot, whether it's hip hop, R&B, whatever, they put it out themselves. Yeah. And the only thing the label that if they're signed to Sony, they're not actually signed to Sony. That's a distribution
deal. Yep.
Yeah. So they did all that on their own,
All right, Bibi, what's your next question?
What about that dollar, man?
Next question. Okay, let's see, because some of the stuff you have already answered. Okay. Let's see. How do you? I'm gonna jump around. How do you balance working at a gig while keeping social distancing?
Haven't had a gig.
If you well, I guess James can answer that.
Masked? What are you masked? I don't know.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna hope and pray that you stay 6 feet.
That's tough, isn't it, though? But
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I don't do it.
You're horrible.
A DJ who
I don't do it.
is off the crowd, who's out there interacting with their crowd, with their people. Hey, do me a favor. Make sure there's a bubble around you. Hey, do me a favor. Make sure you don't touch nobody. Yeah, I get it.
That's tough.
You're not going to tell at least the 5 guys that are sitting at this table right now. Nobody's going to listen to that. I'm going to do what I always did. I'm going to do my hugs, my high fives, and all that, and then I'm going to go wash my hands.
That's it. Well, keep. I got the hand sanitizer in the DJ bag. You keep it right there. You're good to go.
I've always had that before all this.
Before. I don't know what you were doing in the bathroom before you came out here.
Listen, I don't even know how to respect distancing as it is in general. I've gone to pretty much all of your gigs, right? And you have the problem with people that are drunk. And they get this close to your face, and they put their drink in front of your equipment.
Well,
and that was then. And then now I don't. That's why I'm asking this question: how in the world are you going to be able to juggle this?
Well, you gotta bring your own plexiglass shield and put it.
Well, the places that I do play at, we're on a higher platform.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's not like we were ground level before. Now we're on a little platform. So you actually gotta, do that.
That's better. You needed that anyway. I hate being ground level, man.
I think all you guys should be on a platform. Honestly, I think all you guys should be in a higher platform. Then you don't have to deal with a bunch of drunk people trying to say, "Can you play this song?"
No, you're right. I mean, you're still going to get those people that want to request. You're still going to get those individuals that do want to meet you. And you're not going to turn them off. You're not going to turn them off. because that could be the bride of next year. That
Yeah.
could be the groom of next year. And if you give him the cold shoulder or the get away from me because I don't want to catch something,
Yeah.
you just probably let a $1,500, $2,000 party go. They're
It's a
not there
catch-22.
to have a good time, especially if they're looking to do a party, especially if they're trying to book a DJ for whatever it is. If they come to hear you, they're gonna want to meet you. And if you're not at least some kind of social, you have the potential of losing a lot of clients and a lot of money.
I think you could do it respectfully though, if you kind of, you know, position yourself in the right body language and how you're talking to people and kind of, you know, keeping your distance while you're talking. You know, as long as you get those guys that want to come freestyle in your ear while you're in the middle of DJ, that's a different story. But we've all had it.
Do with that.
That's the one that goes, yo man, play the CD, yo man, yo.
Yeah, yo, play this.
Yeah. Oh man.
I got a USB.
Yeah.
No
Why?
USB.
Like in the beginning of all this, like I was saying, I would have, you know, the accounts that I have, that, you know, hey, do you think you could DJ this Friday or this Saturday? I'm like, listen, I'm not doing it. Oh, send somebody. I need somebody. You know, and I talk about it with the wife, you know, and I'm like, yo, she's like, you know, you better not do it. You know, like I would love to do it, but I personally don't want to do it. I want to, but I can't, you know, but I know before this even happens, the places that I play in, dudes are getting whacked. They're going to come, you know, spitting all over you. I'm like, nah, that ain't happening. Like,
No good.
you know, you see it you know, what the way it was before, all that stuff is just, you know, you're waiting to get sick. That's all, you know, it's
It's a fine line. It's a fine
So
line. You
fast.
don't want to, like what Dave said, you don't want to like dismiss people, but at the same thing, what Junior says, there might be a way to do it that is polite, that is not going to turn them off.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to find that happy balance.
I've
seen on it.
I've seen some friends of mine have posted in some of the DJ groups and stuff like that, in some of the states where they are like partying and stuff like that. Dude, they have plexiglass all around the DJ booth and stuff like that. They're trying to, at least those places are trying to make it safe. But like we were talking about places that are actually doing really good now. Like you go to places where, like down in Florida or something like that, anything that's outside, all those places are flourishing because all those little people and all those, like say you had 5 people out of all the surrounding venues around you that do want to go out during these times, they go to the place that has the outside now. You know what I mean? Because they could do it, and they're just, you know, the businesses are doing great. You know, anything that has an outside is doing great. Like I played, I'm sorry, you were talking about gigs. I mean, they weren't paid gigs, but I did a couple of parties down at the Verrazano Bridge, under the Verrazano Bridge for the Plur. It's, you know, it's 30 years that they were throwing 30 years of throwing raves down in Brooklyn, you know, through Frankie Bones. But dude, they were doing that how many weeks? Since 20-something weeks in a row. Every Sunday they were doing it, and nobody's gotten sick. Everybody's kept their distance, respected each other. You know, it's weird. I guess yeah, dude. It just it depends on the crowd. It depends. You know what I mean? It depends. You know.
Yeah, I mean, don't they have a rule here in New York about you can have a DJ playing, but you're not really supposed to be dancing?
There's a no dancing ordinance right now.
No dancing.
Yeah, no dancing.
No dancing.
So
Well, they mean don't be on top of each other, right? Is
No
that-
dancing, period.
No dancing
No.
ordinance.
Wow.
Some
Yeah,
of the venues down here, like I said, everything loosened up. But the last wedding that I did, which was like 4 weeks ago, it was a huge room, and he still limited the table, 8 people to a table. You couldn't walk around without a mask unless you were at the table.
Yeah.
When they were dancing and stuff like that. But now you're talking an open bar. 3 hours in, you know, you're trying to tell them to keep their clothes on, let alone put a mask on.
Yeah.
And I'm catching myself like I'm chaperoning a kid's dance. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to put those masks on. I know
We got to say it every half hour. We got to say it every half hour.
I don't want to lose the job. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a bad review. But what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, what are we doing?
Looks like they're gonna start closing things down again, though.
I think,
It's coming.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
It's in the plans. It's in the plans.
But let's see what happens. I mean, I'm hoping and praying that now that it's starting to loosen up a little bit, it'll get to where we need to be like we were. But
not gonna happen, bro.
It's never gonna be the same.
Not gonna happen
the same. It's going to be different. It's always going to be different. But we need to at least something normal back. You know, I would love to see everybody dance a slow song without going, Jesus, leave room for Jesus. I got to see the light, you know. Listen, we as DJs or in the industry, we just hope and pray that eventually when it does loosen up or when it does go back to some kind of normal, we're going to be ready to bring this to the next level. And yeah, we're going to be fighting with the new jacks, new guys, newborn. But you know what? You're still going to have to do what you do.
This group right here will never have to fight new jacks. We already solidified what we do. So
I was just gonna say that.
Don't worry about that. I don't worry about pricing. I don't worry about anything. This is what it is. Take it or leave it. Bong. That's it.
Yep.
And I feel good when I say no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know? 10 years
You know
ago,
what?
all right, let me see what I can work my numbers. Maybe we can take an
Tired of that.
Yeah. It's not. Listen, it's not worth the head. Like even before all this stuff happened, you know, the whole virus. I got to. Dude, I don't care. Like nothing's worth the headache. Nothing's worth the headache and the time you put. I'd rather sit home.
I'd rather stay home and sleep.
Yeah, I'd rather be with my family. Like that's it.
You know? Sit at home for myself and just enjoy it. You know, without the headache.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my gigs and do what I'm doing. And if someplace, I'm lucky to have great venues. But if someplace doesn't work out, go find another place and do what we do. That's it, man.
Yeah.
Know your worth.
Some of my insiders, like from the labels and stuff that I work with and all of that, they were saying, and I'm talking big people like Nas and everybody, they're saying like, as far as festivals and performing and all of this is not going to happen for at least 2.5 years.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Before all that happens again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. Let's say tomorrow they came out with a vaccine, right? Who do you know is going to be taking it?
Dave.
You know what I mean? Dave will take it.
Not these 5.
Yeah, Dave will take it. No, but like seriously, like people are gonna be like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" Like, I want to see what's going on. You know, it's gonna be like the Serato update. You know what I mean? You want everybody else to try it out first. You know what I mean? Before
you work on your Mac.
Blows up the computer.
Idiot, try this.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to make Guest take the vaccine since he ain't got on here.
Yeah.
That's what he jumps on.
This.
So we all vote
Yo,
that in, right?
I bet you, I bet everybody here $20 he gets on with sunglasses.
Oh, of course. Like close too, like this.
Yeah. Boy, do we know that well, don't we?
He's watching this and he's gonna be like, all right, guys, all right, wait.
Yeah, he's in the car right now driving. Oh, wait till I get on there.
Well, I keep on asking questions. We do have people that are on and making comments. So anybody who's watching, if you have any questions for our panel, put it up on the comments below and then we will address them.
Yo, Victor Vargas.
I know. We got some shout outs, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Now, too. Whoa, this is, I got to go all the way up. We got some love from Mark L. Grimes.
That's my boy,
Grown folks.
Yeah, Tito Love.
Tito. Yo, Tito killing it with the streams, by the way.
Yeah.
Tito's smooth,
Victor
man.
Vargas. How you doing, Victor? It's been a long time.
Victor.
Let's see. DJ Jerome. We got
Jerome P.
Got Grimes.
Yeah.
Man.
Damian
Grimes,
Gooden. That's
Damian,
on.
what up?
Okay. Ralph. Guerrero. That's I have him. Let's see what else I got in here. If it
Oh,
keeps
yo.
building even more, even better. But
Yeah.
I want to give shout outs to everybody who's watching us right now.
Shout out to
This
you.
is the first time for us, so
Mhm.
forgive us if we kind of got on it late. I think we figured it out and how to do this better next time. So we want to give much love for everybody who's watching us. So again, if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. So my question to the panel again, now that the ones that are going out, how has been the atmosphere? Are you starting to see some of your regulars come back? And what have been their comments on seeing you return? So,
go on that one.
anybody? I always go back
If
to
anybody
Jay.
going out, it's Estrada.
My regulars are back, following, waiting, and it's been great. It's great to see people. You know what I mean? Most of the time you talk to somebody, it's like this.
Yeah.
So to actually see you guys in the physical, is a great thing when we can. So, my scene, where I've been at and doing my thing, it's just been great to see people. And when you see people, come on, man, we haven't seen each other 3 months prior to this. There's no way you can refuse a hug.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's tough.
Can't refuse a hug.
Yo, if I
Can't
bump into any of you guys out there, it's gonna be hard not to be like, yo, I want to give you a hug. You know what I mean?
on,
Like,
you know what I mean?
Just don't put your face near me. We're all right.
yeah.
Like, so let's see. The other thing is, what advice would you give those wanting to get into the industry?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
Take your time.
Wait, what
Take your
was the
time,
question?
man.
The
Not
question,
enough parties right now.
yeah, I mean, okay, so let's say post-COVID, I pray, post-COVID, what advice would you give these newbies that are coming out? Oh, by the way, don't undersell your worth. Oh my gosh.
That's about the only thing we could say.
Well, okay, if you're a newbie, you gotta get worth something in order not to undersell yourself. You gotta get worth something first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put
You
your time in.
gotta earn it.
I just did a stream last week with another group, and the same question came up, and the same advice I give everybody, and this pertains to anything you do in any industry. Stop practicing in the public's eye. Don't get equipment next week and then try to book a gig the following week. Practice. Get good at what you're doing, and then go book gigs. You're only gonna hurt yourself.
Yep.
Whether
And
you're a photographer,
to
DJ, doesn't matter.
you got to take criticism. You
Yeah,
want somebody, and the thing is, say you want to say you figured out something or whatever, or you're doing something, you're like, yo, I want to show my best friend or whatever, and you show him, you don't make sure your boy's not just telling you, yeah, awesome, that was great because he's your boy. No, tell him like, yo, tell me the truth. Am I horrible? Am I ready yet? You know what I mean? Like, even ask like, guys in your area that like you might be friends with that are known DJs or whatever, let them tell you their opinion, ask them for their honest opinion, don't take it to heart. You can't do that. And you know how many people, I've like mentioned to them, like, yo, not that they're bad or nothing. I'm just, because I see potential in certain individuals, and I'm like, yo, you're awesome, but I think maybe you should try this out, like, or do this, and the next thing you know, they're like hating me for it, and I'm like, and then we're not friends or something, it's like, I would hope that they would do the same thing to me. Like, I would ask any of you guys, if there was anything that you ever saw me, like, you think I'm not doing right or something, or I could improve on something, I would hope you guys would say it to me, and I would never take it to heart.
Good. I didn't like that one time you tried to spin and then take the beer and put it this way. I told you.
Criticism. You can't be nice. You got to tell the truth. That's the problem. Everybody's sugarcoating everything, and then you get all these guys that go out and they're like, "Yo, I'll DJ for $100 then." You know what it is?
We all of us on this panel and guys that are probably chiming in and watching, we're cut from a different cloth. We came from that cloth, and it started at home. Your mother, your father, your auntie, uncle will tell you if something is wrong or whatever the case might be. We didn't have what we have today, social media, So today, these people are so in their feelings, you can't even tell them, hey, turn your hat the wrong way. They're ready to fight. So imagine telling the new kid on the block who just bought some equipment, who thinks he's hot shit because he saw something on YouTube, and YouTube told him he could do it, and and Instagram said he could do it, and he went out there and did it and sucked, and you told him, yo, not for nothing, you got potential, but you need to go ahead and it's a wrap. He might want to shoot you, Jax. Be careful.
You gotta remember too, when you use like needles, physically needles will break if you were not good with it. So you would really break equipment, and you get your face cracked or something like that for breaking another DJ stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah,
so you gotta make sure, you know, he was on point. I got hit many times by my father for breaking his needles. You know, they used to have to hide the needles from me.
La chancla.
When they went to work or whatever, So.
And I'm sure too. I mean, I know for myself and most of you guys I know that are, you know, pretty cool and humble dudes, that anyone asking for advice or how to do things, like, we'll gladly talk to you and mentor you a little bit, you know.
I think one thing.
A lot of people don't want that today, though. They just want to do their own thing, and they don't want to, you know, take.
They
the
want
word.
the attention. They want the attention. They want the fame for it. They
want the likes.
Yeah, exactly. They want the likes.
We all did it for the attention. We all did it to try to get into that limelight. The thing is,
but we came out the house nice, though.
But we practiced, and
you know,
came
out the house nice.
I was the guy that had to carry the speakers and the records up for the other guy that was the show, you know. And you learn, you know. I mean, I didn't start mobile music until I started hanging out with Tom and Sal Safiro, and that was way back in the late '80s, you know. And that was what brought me back to doing it again. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it wasn't for those guys, you know, Fish and everybody else, I would have never said, yeah, let me try this again. Those are the ones that I learned from, and those are the ones that got you into the industry, and those are the ones that showed you the right way. There's guys now, Junior, you know, one of them that I watched grow up, and to see where he is today, no, it's like, oh my God, look at him. Same thing with Victor. You know, these guys grew up like, yo, what do you do next? What are you doing next? And then they're like, yo, do me a favor, hang out. Yo, you're on me. Don't worry about it. Don't touch none of my equipment. We got this. And they blow up. They blow up. It's like you're looking at a show every time you see these guys. So criticism, a lot of us do take it right. But you do have those individuals that are like, yo, what do you know? You've been doing this shit. You don't even do this anymore. I'm like, okay, you're right. You're right. I mean, we made our money off of it already, I guess. And, yeah, I already got the fame, I guess. I don't know. But you know, criticism, sometimes it hurts to swallow that, you know, but
you need that.
But you need it. That's how you know,
all need it.
You got to get knocked down to get back up. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Mine was the opposite. It took Victor pushing me to. I would say mine was Victor pushing me to DJ because I was very, 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 very shy, and I sat in the corner in the dark with Victor for years and years, just doing lights and learning how to do it, and I would be comfortable home, but I was not comfortable in front of people DJing for a long time. And he would push me, nah, man, you're good. Just keep doing it, you know? And it took a long time of him pushing me like, hey, you got what it takes. Get out there and do it. To finally one day just be like, all right, I'm ready to do this. But it was about 8, 9, 10 years before I did that, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was there any, I mean, sometimes you got to face your fear though, too. Like, me, a lot of people don't know, like, dude, I'm not a mic person. Like, even being on here, like, I'm comfortable now because truthfully, the streaming is just, you know, opened up a whole new door for me. Like, it's helped me with my, you know, being able to talk to a bunch of people. You know, I'll sit there and I got 500 people on Facebook. If that was 2 years ago, I'd be like, you know, like, I wouldn't know what to say, you know. But, you know, did you, like, when you went out, did you like, I mean, you obviously you were so nervous to be out. Like, did you mess up at all? Like, dude, I was never perfect.
So,
I never went out. I would train wreck here and there. I still do it once in a while, but it's all about like correcting yourself. You know what I mean? Like now, if you did it, you'd probably be like, whatever, and just keep going on.
Yeah.
Just genuine fear, man. I was a very shy kid, and like I always tell people, like when I was learning on his, you know, CD dial Denon setup at 28 West. That those buttons, he would walk away and leave me there and be like, oh, mix these 2 CDs together, I'll be right back. And he wouldn't come back. And I'm like heart racing, digging through the CD crate. And I felt like every button I pushed was going to be the one that caused the building to blow up. I'm like, you know. And the same thing with the mic. Like we did karaoke nights for a long time. And if I knew I had to call somebody up because Vic left, I was sitting there 5 minutes ahead of time, like, how am I gonna say this guy's name on the mic? You know, and now I'm like, whatever. I walk out on the stage, I'm like, what's up? You know, it's crazy how you evolve and you get comfortable doing things that terrify you at one point, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like, you know, a wedding.
At every gig. I still get the butterflies before the first guest walks in.
Yes.
Man, I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I don't do this. And you know, as soon as you start going, you warm right up. But as soon as I feel, as soon as I lose that fear or that anxiety, then maybe I shouldn't be doing it anymore. You know, like I know it's a job, and we all know what we're doing, and you know the mixes are gonna come no matter what. But that's part of the adrenaline of being nervous and getting the butterflies. That's saying, "Oh my God, I'm going to be talking to 100 people or 1,000 people." It doesn't make a difference. You know, you could be doing right now. It's micro wedding. You know, 40 people, 50 people to a wedding. You know, shit, I've had more people in the basement. You know, but that's the new norm. You still got to be a little bit. I mean, I still get that butterfly. I still get the jitters. I still get the shakes. And then after the first name or the first announcement, or I introduce myself, it usually goes smooth sailing. But man, the legs twitching. Train wreck. Yo, you train wreck. You hit the sound effect, and you be like, "I'm sorry, we're gonna come back real fast."
We're gonna try this again.
Let me try this again.
We're gonna try it again.
Oh my gosh,
you gotta have fun.
Now, all of you guys were part of, were or are. I know we have DNA, we have Eat 'em Up Brothers. Jax, I don't know if you're still with Club Benders.
Oh yeah, of course, Club Benders for life.
So people that are watching, they're also DJs. They already know about how this works. But people that will tune in, if they're not tuning in now, if I'm able to put this on YouTube, explain to them the purpose of having these little cliques and how you guys manage all of it. Because you mentioned, we talked about newbies, and I think that it's possible, if you're able to, you take a newbie into your hand, you know, into that realm, and then that way they can get the constructive criticism and grow. So give me if I was new and I wanted to join one of you guys, what would be the process?
I got to hear what you are already doing. If you're already doing it, you know, you can't just come like, I just want to try this and do it. And, you know, obviously you had to bought something or know something about music. For me personally, I want to see how you sound already. I definitely need those mic skills, you know, because you're going to be doing various of things, whether it's a club, a wedding, Sweet 16, outdoor event, or a show. You know, you're doing a show. I got you on the show, and Rihanna's coming out. You're going to be the one to not only play the record, but you got to introduce Rihanna. So I need to know things of that nature. Punctuality is number one for me. I hate when the club owner or somebody goes, "Hey, you said you had Dave is here tonight, right?" Yeah. Well, it's 10:30. There's no Dave here, so now I'm at a gig. I gotta call Dave. Dave, where are you? Yo, I'm just finishing down this last sip of Jameson before I go in. I'm like, yo, bro. Can't do that, bro. Just an example, though. But yeah, punctuality is real important. People friendly. You gotta be people friendly. And know your music is number one. Know your music and know exactly what you're doing. That's big. That's big to me. So, for example, and I know all of these guys know it, we don't come in the club at 10 o'clock and play the top 20 hot records. You're not doing that.
I do that.
You ease them into it. So you classic.
Why not?
Go for it. Because after those 20 records, you're stuck. And it's like, now what do I do?
Play it in loop.
Well,
you know,
play the new stuff early because we know nobody wants to hear it after 12.
Well, some of those records, you know. And just being good at what you do, that's what it takes to be an Eat 'em Up brother. You got to be kind of like nice with this thing right here. So whether you're on a controller, turntables, doesn't matter. You just got to know how to move that crowd. You can't move that crowd, then I can't kind of use you.
Yeah.
That's it.
I look for good people too, man. Like the right person approaches you, you get the right vibe from the right person. You're like, yes, you're gonna work.
Yeah. Well, it has to go with, you know, your vision too. Like, I don't know. I guess you could say like when Club Ender started out, like the original members, they're not like DJing anymore. But it was like ended up becoming more of like a hand-picked thing, you know what I mean? Like for the vision that they had, and then it kind of like the torch kind of got like passed a little bit more to me and Dash and Guess, I guess you could say. But there was like different branches of it, like different, you know, you had like, you know, like Guess hip hop, you know, real club DJ, you know, I was more of like the house guy, whatever. But we all, out of everybody, each person has their niche, but everybody could DJ anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, like, for instance, like my man Taino, you guys all know DJ Taino. Dude, seriously, I think the sickest Latin DJ, like, sorry, Tito. Nah, my bad. I'm only joking around now, but seriously, in my opinion, that Tito is phenomenal too. But like when we linked up with Taino, I just, you know, we saw something in Taino, you know, and Taino. So like, if we had an event and we needed a Latin DJ or whatever, like, dude, he'd be the guy that would, you know, would do it or come with us or whatever. Like, each one of us had our niche. We wanted to make sure we had somebody for every type of situation, you know what I mean? But everybody also had to be able to, you know, DJ in any situation as well. You know what I mean? Man. And the thing is, what I see myself in the crew is, if an individual had a weakness or whatever, or something that they were working on or they wanted to work on, we had the person to show. Like for me, like my Latin, dude, I wasn't really great at Latin music, you know. Like I do it. I had my crates. You don't DJ it every day. You know what I mean? So like Taino's like,
jump off real quick.
That's all right.
I see you. Peace. Later. So I'd go to, you know, Taino and be like, yo, I need some help in this. You know what I mean? You know, educate me. You know what I mean? Because I want, you know, I want to, you know, strengthen my weaknesses. You know what I mean? Like me with Irish music, bro. Like I know everything about it. You know, a majority of people I know wouldn't be able to go into. That's one of the reasons why I started making like Irish edits of, you know, just in the style of like the way we would DJ, you know what I mean? To help individuals who can't and don't know the music, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's pretty much how we got our crew started, I guess you could say. You know, there was other visions, but I can't, you know, mention that because they're not here to elaborate on that, you know? But it was all for good reasons, just like any of you guys with your crews. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mine is very similar to you, man. Like the whole DNA never was set out to be DJs at all. It was more of like a live music collaborative. And then it sort of evolved where we brought Irk on, and then we brought Design on, and then we came Bill and Frankie, you know, like it just snowballed into this DJ collab. But same thing, like everybody had their niche, and then we came together and, you know, became like Voltron, because putting all these different people who are very good at specific genres of music into one bulk group together on an event, it's just mind-blowing, because then you can, you know, 3-4 hours of just different guys that are bringing different elements, and it's cool.
Well, it's like you said, if now you throw a DNA event, you have all these elements that everybody can work on. You know, you don't want 4 or 5 of the same guys playing the same music all night. You know what I mean? You could have just had one individual doing it. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it brings all those elements into it, and then that's what makes it a good time, you know?
Yeah, and then it's, you know, strength in numbers. You know, you have different elements, and, you know, you guys are each bringing something different and a different following and a different demographic of people with you. So you pull that all together, and now you all sort of benefit off of everybody else's work, you know?
Yep.
What has been the hardest genre for you to DJ when you first started?
For me? Or just all of it?
Genre.
None for me.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm a music lover. I didn't have a genre necessarily that was really, I would say, hard.
You know what it is? Well, you know what it is, Bibi? Is that no matter what we play, we feel like we're gonna be creative. and it makes it fun no matter what genre it is. Like you can play like house music, and if that's not your thing normally, you make it fun, you make it your thing, and you make it enjoyable, and the crowd sees that. So I think that there's not really, as long as you're being creative, it's always fun. Like I have fun playing, like sometimes I go with my creative. I have some rock stuff, believe it or not, and I have fun with that or whatever. Just being creative with it.
You said the key word, man. Fun.
Yeah, just have fun.
But but I mean, but there's people who have fun but know nothing about DJing. The art of it. The structure of DJing. Like the thing is, any music, there's a tempo. Yes. And it's all about mixing. That's the 101 right there is mixing. Once you get that, like that's what it all comes down to. Like, and to get back, which goes to your question was the genres. Believe it or not, when I learned about mixing and stuff like that, and measures and beats and all that stuff, the hardest thing for me, like I mentioned Latin before. Latin wasn't the hardest. It's just, it has a tempo, it has a rhythm, has everything. Truthfully, it was the Irish music. You know why? Because it's not 4s and 8s. It's 8, 6, and 7, or the measures are all messed up. That's so when I would be mixing, I'm like, well, wait a minute. How come the one hit on 6 when I was mixing? Or why did it,
much live, the Irish music, so it's done with real musicians, so nothing kind of stays on time anyway. Just like
you go back to 70s and
you play live stuff, anything with a live drummer, that's it. It's not computerized. But that's what makes it fun. But that's what makes it fun. That's why I always love doing like a lot of like rock and hip hop like mashups or whatever, or it's just, you're not just DJing, like I enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, when you're putting a puzzle, like those, puzzles that have like 10,000 pieces, you're sitting there, you enjoy doing it. And like, you're trying to look for that one piece to fit in, but like Dave mentioned before about that rush that you get, like you get a rush on something that you did that the crowd, nobody in the DJ world would know except DJs. You know what I mean? Like they'll see you do it, and then maybe the next day I get like a text from my boy, like, "Yo, dude, you killed it with this and that." Like, "Oh, thanks, bro." But the rest of the crowd would have no clue. But to me, my endorphins are just like overloaded. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's awesome. Yeah. It really is. But
I want to give a couple of shout outs here. Bobby Montgomery.
Oh, dude. He's in here. All right, I got to tell you guys real quick. My boy Bobby Montgomery, right? I grew up with him. He's like a brother to me. But I got to say this, since we're all here with DJs. This dude is a sick guitarist, bro. Phenomenal. He's in a band. If you guys like metal, right? His band is called Metal Dead. They're out of New Jersey. Phenomenal. If you like that 80s, but like kind of new style like metal, I'm telling you, check them out. Metal Dead, bro. I'm telling you, like, these guys need to be seen. Like, they're blowing up, but, the COVID hit and kind of messed up because they play out live. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys need a guitarist to do something on the track, that is the man right there.
I'm actually doing some recording on a couple people's albums right now. I probably could use this brother. So pass that on. I'll get it from you later.
Yeah. Talk about guitarists, dude. Talk about guitarists. Yo. Rest in peace,
Eddie Van Halen.
I know today.
Crazy. Crazy. I only found out like 5 hours ago, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, no.
He was suffering for quite a while, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's another one we lost this year. I can't deal with that anymore with all the losses. Let's see, Tracy Marie. Okay.
Oh, Tracy. Yeah. She's a
big shout out
photographer. She's awesome.
A big shout out for her. And
is she the one that does your photos?
She's done some of our events. She moved away though. I think she's in Cali somewhere. But she's done a couple of our events over the years. She's amazing. Awesome. Amazing human being too. So I like that.
Awesome. Kevin Brennan is also on.
Yo, That's my cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Saying, hey, how you doing?
That's the muscle of the family right there.
Okay.
Okay. Just in case if you need a bouncer.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What other questions?
I don't see a lot of people that you see on here. Is it just me?
I don't know. It's me going back and forth. Let's see if I have any additional questions, because you guys kind of taken some of the questions I had and overlapped from other things, especially with regarding innovative ways of you guys reaching out to the public. Now, that being said, I know that there is a person here that owns a radio station.
Who's that?
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, so that way the rest of us will understand a little bit more on how you went about doing that, and you know, if anybody else do the same thing.
It's something that I came up with a while ago, probably like 5-6 years ago. Me and James basically started this station together, man. You know, he's basically any DJ that comes to the station, I talk to James about it first, like, yo, you think my man is nice? What do you think? James would be like, yeah, green light that or whatever. But main thing we look for is just commitment. You gotta have creativity and dedication, and just gotta have fun with it. You know what I mean? We got dudes in LA, South Carolina, Florida, Atlanta, yup. You know, around here, you know, Middletown, Hudson Valley. You know,
so how does somebody, if I wanted to hear your radio station, how do I go about doing that?
So right now.
Yeah, you go to blazermobiradio.com. You can download the Blazermob Radio app.
Okay.
You know, or you go to the website. Yep, just download that and just listen and have fun.
24 hours is going on right now as we speak. So.
Yeah. So it's 24/7, and that's why you see my eyes like this, because I'm always kind of just, you know, we got some really dope talent, man. Dope talent. I'm telling you. And I'm proud of it, and you know, hopefully we'll take it further, man.
Yo, also, I just wanted to say something.
Welcome to join and do our show. Of course, you know, we'd love to have you guys, man.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. Dude, you did was it Cuts and Coffee?
Yeah.
It's Cuts and Coffee, right?
I got that in the works too. Yep. I also got a stream that's gonna happen on Blazermob Radio, a video stream. It's not gonna have any copyright issues or anything like that. I got, you know, certain rights or whatever for it, but I'm working on that. It's a little pricey, so you know what I mean. But I'm working on it though.
That's good. That's
you
good.
know, I didn't want to just.
I hope the best for you with it.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got Faye Bay is also checking us out right now, so a big shout out.
Faye Bay, what up?
Hey, what up?
I don't know. Can anybody guess what happened to Guess? Because I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I think Guess is hiding because he was supposed to do some work for me with my trees, because he does tree work.
Oh, you did get him? You did get him?
He was supposed to come by Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, so then you would have confronted him during this panel.
So this is what it was right here. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
You couldn't find a sunglasses.
My guy way before you. About 3 Saturdays ago, and now I see my guy at work. He's like, "Yo, what's up with your man?" I'm like, "Look,
oh my god,
the rest is on you guys, not on me, man.
He's too busy."
All right, wow.
Wow. So we've been.
By the way, congrats on Rock the Bells, bro.
Yes, thank you.
Yo, that's huge accomplishment right there, bro.
That was a really dope experience, man.
Yeah,
I never expected that to happen out of nowhere. It took a while for me to get on that one. I just hit them up, and they just out of nowhere, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be on." Well, they told me like 2 days before, you know, I was gonna be on. I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." So
yeah, well, they knew you mean business. You know what I mean? Like,
the best
that's
part,
dope.
What I liked about that was that when LO read my, you know, he shouted me out. He actually read my credentials from my website, so that told me that they actually took the time to look at, you know, what I've done, what I do, who I've worked with, or whatever, and that was dope that they actually checked me out personally, and instead of just saying, "Oh yeah," they actually, you know, I guess they felt what I was doing or whatever, so that was cool.
Is this something that's available to like see on YouTube or something, or?
Nah, there's nothing. It
Another
was
radio
just yeah, you know, it was just a regular, XM radio thing or whatever.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I would have checked that out.
Yeah, I know. Not just nobody. Like nobody just goes on there. You know what I mean? Because I know Z Trip is on there and stuff like that, and he talks a lot about like the artists that like the process that they do to be on there, and that's dope. Like so dude, as soon as I heard that you were on it, I was like, what? I was like, yo, this dude. I was like, yo, congrats, man. I was like, dude.
I felt like a rock star, man. I was at work, man. And, I work in the jail, so I had people like in the tower with the guns, like, rock the bell, rock the bell.
Oh my god.
I got yelled at a few times for getting on the radio. I still get on the radio. I'll be like, blaze them up, rock the bells, blaze them up.
Oh my god. That's funny.
You be like whatever.
Guys,
does everybody on this panel work corporate job or another job outside of DJing as well?
Absolutely.
You know me.
Yeah. That actually like you were talking about like the effect before with DJing, but in the beginning it destroyed me, man. Like I was working I worked in prison too, doing construction, doing cells and showers and all that stuff. But then New York State stopped all the work. This is before COVID, and it was like over the summer, and by September, like slowly it was happening, but then they totally just cut us off. And then by September, I was on my own. So from September to when COVID hit, it was going great, man. It was just, and then all of a sudden, boom, all the work stopped. Everything stopped, and it did a, luckily I had some money in the bank from it, but it really did a toll on me, because then I was, you're counting on that weekend money, the weddings, dude. Dude, just this is the other thing this is one thing that kind of like ticked me off. What companies is the deposits that I gave back. I gave them all back. I had a lot of money in deposits, and what happened was it was like a week into like everything closing down. And I had two couples call me up, and they're like, "Hey, I would like to have the money back." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no doubt, I'll give." And then it got me thinking. So then I called up all the other people, and I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna, give you your money back." Some of them were like, "No, we're gonna go through. It might be over by July or whatever those gigs were." And I'm like, "Listen, just in case, you never know what's gonna happen. You're saying you're fine now." But you know how many calls I've gotten back since then? They're like, yo, I did lose my job, and we really did need that money, and I just want to thank you or whatever. But there's companies that kept all that stuff, man. Like companies that,
I've heard about that. Yep. Catering
dude, like that do big weddings. I'm talking like $10,000, $15,000 weddings, and they take 50% deposit. You know what I mean? Like
right.
And then they wait till the day of the wedding and give it back, or they just keep it. You know what I mean? Like. I know one company that we all know that's been doing that. We don't know personally, but like I couldn't believe, like he's huge around the country, and he kept all the money of all these people who really needed it, man. It was such a bad move, man. Like it just really showed what type of human being he is, It's so sad.
That kind of worked for me a little bit opposite of what you're saying, and also I got deposits tied up. Because I always throw the parties with the artists.
Yeah, yep.
I got money tied up with some artists that was supposed to happen that I ain't seeing for a minute. But as far as the DJing thing, and I try to give the deposits back to the people. They said the same thing. Now hold on to it. Whenever the time is right, we're still gonna.
Yeah, and I had a good mix of that.
Those were my first weddings in Sweet 16s. Soon as the summer came in and all that, those were the ones that we did. We doing it, but now I got this big money out here with these artists that we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and they're taking forever to give it back to you.
Not only that, we're still in negotiations, but we just don't know how this thing is gonna go, because I have something major for New Year's. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I got something November 14th. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that either. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, it's one of them
we're trying to before I grab everything back, we're trying to get these dates to. And the New Year's thing, bro, you're gonna be with me on that, by the way, Papi Blaze. It's gonna be major.
Oh yeah, we in there.
If we get there.
But
there. Even November 14th is looking shaky. I have Grand Pooba and I have Will Trapp coming.
Wow.
And a full-blown comedy show.
Oh.
So they're saying, and it's at the Mev, which is a soundstage place, so not technically a restaurant bar. They gave them the okay to do it, but now with this stuff on TV talking about we getting ready to shut things back down in the Hudson Valley, they just shut the gyms down again.
Yeah.
The barbershops is going to be next, I heard, and then I heard the dining is going to be next. So if that happens, then
we're done.
Yeah. Well, dining is weird either way, I think, because we were just past Pizza Ibera the other day, and I was driving. They have the big tent up, and now they have the walls on the tent. I'm like, what's the difference with the tent with walls than inside, right? But I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. You still inside.
They have heating.
But you have heating, but like it's still a building now. But like all these places that are doing outdoor seating, though, like it's fall, it's wrapping up. Like you're not going to have that past the next couple of weeks. I think even without the state stepping in and intervening, they're going to see a decline because not everybody's going out to eat if they don't feel comfortable, and they're not going to go sit inside of Outback Steakhouse. Because I've been out to eat a handful of times, and these places are like empty. Like nobody's out eating.
They're losing bad, man.
Well, even over the summer, like when everybody was talking about, you had those people like, just open up these, the businesses. They keep saying the businesses. You're right. But let's say like right now, tomorrow, everything opened up. Say everything. They were just like, forget it. Everything opens up. Who do you know who's going to go out and sit inside in a bar and hang out and drink or a restaurant and eat? Nobody. So the businesses are still going to hurt. Even if you open up, the fear is there. The fear is there. It's all about when is the fear going to just fade away? Like
the fear fades away when you let it fade away, bro.
Exactly. But the thing is, if they see results, if there's results, it just adds fuel to the fire of the fear. You know what I mean? Like just hopefully, man, like you mentioned it, like 2.5 years or something like that before. Oh man, I really hope it's not like that. I really don't.
Coming from the music industry insiders, man. There's like, that's why, listen, they shut down everything. The Lollapalooza, any major festival for this year, done. Halloween is done. Halloween is one of my biggest parties in New York City. Done. Everything is over.
I think there's also
for Thanksgiving too.
Yeah, we're worried about that. We were just talking about that a couple days ago, and we don't even know. Yeah, that Wednesday and.
It's my night.
Well, I think like any of it. I think if anything, like it has to be all outdoor stuff, and just the region that we live in sucks because what are you going to do in the winter? You know what I mean? You can't do it. Like you talk about like festivals. I know over in Europe and stuff like that, they're doing. They're fencing. They make like little boxes with like these paths that are 6 feet wide or 8 feet wide or whatever, and you have to stay inside your fenced-in area. So you have like your little nest, and they're all
I like that though.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome, bro. You know what I mean? I was like,
I'm kind of over like the sweaty arms and the face at a concert.
Yeah, I mean, you get less people. It's less people, but still, it's an event. You still feel like there's something normal going on. You have to worry about, like you said, you don't have to worry about nobody breathing on you or whatever. But maybe that's what we need to do over here. But the thing is, you can't do that. You can't do it in the winter here.
Well, not only that, you know how this place is about permits. You need a permit for everything. You need a permit for that.
For a permit.
That ain't gonna happen here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, bueno. I guess it's just all about the precautions and the new, steps that we've taken as owners and, entertainers and everything like that. That's gonna play a big part, and hopefully, it's not gonna be the same, but. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep doing what we do and keep pushing and stay positive and
slowly but surely.
Keep the music alive. I mean, we can still, practice and have fun with it and rock out, man.
And on that note, I want to thank you guys for being part of the roundtable.
We want to thank you.
The first time we did this with a little bit of hiccups. I'll probably be inviting you again for another subject matter that revolves around entertainment. I want to thank again Jax, King James Jr., Papi Blaze, and we had Dave Estrada, and I don't know what happened to DJ Gas. I guess he couldn't find his sunglasses.
Tito said he was looking for his sunglasses. Yeah.
Any DJs that are out there that were watching this, if you guys want to see more, or if you want to be invited to the round table, hit me up, DM me. That will be awesome. Again, this is Bibi from Back to the Basics by Bibi. Back to the BBB. Thank you guys. Love you. Take care. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.